What, you ask me if I'm happy? Listen, I've got £87 million in the bank, I've got a Rolls Royce, I've got 3 stalkers, I'm about to go on the board at Manchester City. I'm part of the greatest band in the world. Am I happy with that? No, I'm not! I want more!
One year ago, Oasis was thought to be part of a fleeting British invasion here in America, but 1996 has proven them to be more than that. With their second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, and the top 10 hit single, Wonderwall, the lads have secured platinum success stateside, and if you ask them, deservedly so.
We're not arrogant, we just believe we're the best band in the world.
Modest is not a word often used to describe Oasis. 5 working-class lads from Manchester and London, England, fronted by 2 high-spirited and often quarrelsome brothers, Liam and Noel Gallagher.
Rock and roll is about being yourself, and I want a fucking photo and a drink and a...
Rock and roll's about music. 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 It's not about you, it's not about me.
Well, there's not much else going on. The band really is apart from me and him. I mean, the other 3 are like 3 plant pots, aren't they?
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out.
Bickering aside, Oasis has managed to break through the recently anti-Brit US charts behind the strength of their single Wonderwall, a feat that in a rare instance of humility, Noel Gallagher questioned.
So I was looking at the interview we did with you, I think it was about a year ago when you guys did the Palace in LA, and I remember you saying, well, let's first of all, to be brutally honest about it, I don't think Oasis are going to have a top 10 in America anytime soon. So I thought that was a brilliant quote for you to say that.
Did I say that?
You did say that. We have it on tape.
Yeah. If we're going to be brutally frank about it, I'm not likely to get a top 10 single in America. It's quite surprising me said we wouldn't have a top 10 here. That's not like me.
Wonderwall.
Today is gonna be the day that we're gonna throw it back to you. But by now you should somehow realize what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Wonderwall, apparently, that sort of made it happen. But it didn't see it sort of progress, it just sort of happened overnight, didn't it? One minute it was like that, and it was like that. Yeah. It's weird.
And now everyone seems to know all the songs, and do they even know the Definitely Maybe songs as well?
Yeah, they're singing along to all of them. Yeah. It's good.
Wonderwall is a track on Oasis' second album. Their first, Definitely Maybe, had already launched the band to stardom back in the UK, with catchy pop tracks like Live Forever.
For me, like, Live Forever is just as accessible as Wonderwall. I see the 2 albums as one, to be quite honest, because some of the stuff we had at the end of the Definitely Maybe sessions, which could have gone on that album, and you know, or vice versa, just the way we picked them up.
I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. I'm feeling supersonic. Give me gin and tonic. You can have it all, but how much do you want it?
I think it's got a bigger sound. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. It's just a bit. I don't know. It's a bit more. It's got a bit of an American feel to it and all.
I think if you become successful off your first album, you usually find out that you don't usually have a career left after that. But I think that with any big successful band like the likes of U2 and Nirvana even, it takes a couple of records before people start getting into the groups.
With sales of over 7 million copies worldwide, Morning Glory has thrust Oasis into the spotlight, and fame seems to sit so well with the band that they just can't understand why some of their contemporaries shun it.
I hate pop stars who go and whine about the price of fame and this, that and the other. Let me just tell you that being famous is great. I love it, man. I think it's the best when you get stopped walking down the street for an autograph. That's the best feeling in the world. Then you get people like Eddie Vedder, you know what I mean? It's like, what's the point? Why is it a band to be so pissed off with it? You know what I mean? Why don't you just go work in a car wash, you know what I mean? Or like McDonald's or something.
Noel and company have had their share of fame-related problems, however. Rumors of heavy drug use, sexual exploits, and rock star antics have all been fodder for the scandal-hungry British press.
Apparently I was told today that I'm actually getting married today. Is that right? Well, apparently, allegedly, yeah. I mean, I haven't got a clue.
It's like if Liam Gallagher's seen out drinking in a pub with someone, he might be someone, you know what I mean? It's front page news because that's just the way the English tabloids work.
They always go too far. They were born too far, them people. But what can you do? You know what I mean? That's the way it is in England, isn't it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Certain people from the press can have your hand up their arse and you still can't sort of get it out.
I get concerned when people, like that piece in, I've read that piece in Rolling Stone. Yeah. It's like, I mean, why did I bother writing 2 albums, you know what I mean? And then all it gets written is about certain other people smashing hotel rooms up and stuff.
You can write what you want to write about me. Not seen anything yet.
Whether in England or America, Oasis makes good copy. Sometimes, however, they go a bit too far, such as Noel's tasteless insult of Oasis rival band, Blur, or his recent loose-lipped tales about growing up in Manchester.
What I said was that in my youth, that I'd committed crimes, and some member of the Conservative Party, right, who's our government in England, has raised a question in the House of Commons saying, you know, well, if this person's pinched car stereos and burgled houses, we want all the stuff back. So the police are like looking for me because they think I've got a load of stolen equipment in my house. Me, a multi-millionaire, has got stolen videos. I got a Rolls Royce, man, in a mansion, only stolen videos.
Order! 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 Need order in this house.
In addition to their bouts with journalists, Oasis have also had some legal problems, ranging from a lawsuit filed by their ousted drummer Tony McCarroll for back royalties, to a charge that the Oasis tune Shaker Maker sounds a bit too much like the real thing.
To teach the world to sing with me.
We just put it in just for the fun, you know, for the crack. Everyone's suing us these days. It's just music.
Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky.
With tracks like Champagne Supernova, What's the Story Morning Glory has secured a place for Oasis as a preeminent English band stateside. Still, they don't see themselves as UK ambassadors leading the charge of a 90s British invasion.
We're not here to represent England because the music in England's crap anyway. And you know, if there was any decent bands in England that we could do a favour for by maybe taking America or whatever, you know, I'd be happy to stand up and say, yeah, England this, England that, but there isn't, so we won't.
Party people.
Slip inside, look back in anger. We're getting high.
While Oasis are by no means a one-man band, creative control does rest in the very capable hands of guitarist Noel Gallagher. As the group's sole songwriter, the pressure is on him to keep coming up with those catchy Beatlesque melodies. And in typical Gallagher fashion, Noel's not shy about expressing his own musical tastes.
I don't think music should be clever or be avant-garde or artistic. I hate art in music. You know, all this pompous art rock like Sonic Youth and all that, sticking guitars in dustbins, and, you know, and playing them with screwdrivers and that. I mean, f that, let's rock.
When you first started writing, I think it was you were like 11 or 12 when you wrote your first song or something. Yeah. Did you get like, were people encouraging you, saying, "Hey, that's good, you should do more of this"? Or?
No, people were laughing.
Really?
Yeah, going, "What are you doing?" I want to be a songwriter. Go for that. Well, you know what I mean, songwriter? Why can't you be a drug dealer like the rest of us? If I know how to write lyrics, I have to go away sort of on my own with a suitcase somewhere and just sit somewhere silently with a pen and a piece of paper.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play?
Do you think you're getting better as a lyricist?
Oh no, I started off really, really good, and then I came slightly above average, and then I went to average, then I went slightly below average, and now I'm just rubbish.
Oh, we're kind of coming.
Yeah, we're going down now. We're going down. We're going down to an album of instrumentals.
One thing that sets Oasis apart from many bands is that their vocalist does not write their lyrics. Noel is responsible for all of Oasis music, and that's just fine with brother Liam.
It'd take a lot longer, you know what I mean, if you all sat down and started, right, let's do this bit, I want to do that bit, I want to do that bit. It'd just take, you know, I want to write these words to that. It'd just take, you know, we'd all have to sit down and do it together. It's best for him to just go off and do it on his own.
Some would say Noel's never really alone. He's always got the inspiration of his favorite band, the Beatles, whom he unapologetically tries to emulate.
Yeah, the Beatles were the ultimate pop band. They are the ultimate influence, you know. Everything that I write, I compare to the Beatles. I'd like to be in a Beatles covers band one day. Some might say that we are. This came about 3 years ago when before we had a record deal, and we wanted to do a Beatles cover. So we picked the most outrageous one that no one would ever even dream of doing. People go, it's going to attempt to play I'm the Walrus. This will be funny, watch this. And by then they were going, oh, it's all right, isn't it?
I've heard all the comparisons with the Beatles. Right. I think they're better.
Beatles comparisons? What do you think about these Beatles comparisons?
On the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not in the same league.
Oh, I don't think they sound a thing like the Beatles. I think they're trying to rip them off, and it's just a trendy thing.
Noel and company don't shy away from such accusations. In fact, they've even gone as far as borrowing some Lennon-McCartney references in the studio, sometimes blatantly.
In the case of Don't Look Back in Anger, I mean, the opening piano riff is, imagine.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play?
I suppose 50% of it's put in there to wind people up, and the other 50% is saying, look, this is how songs like Don't Look Back in Anger come about, because they're inspired by songs like Imagine. And whatever people may think, there is some kid out there somewhere, some 13-year-old kid, he'll read an interview and say, Imagine. Well, I've never heard that song. And he might go and buy the album, you know what I mean?
Can I ask about the mystery that everyone wants to know about the Champagne Supernova video, the help thing at the end?
I thought he was going to write hello, but he can't spell hello because it's got 2 L's in, so he wrote out help, which I thought was quite touching because he does need help. Out of it. I need help.
How many steps will people change? How many lives live in strange? While we were getting high. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. While we were getting high. Someday
One thing that sets Oasis apart from their British pop contemporaries, and one possible factor in their US breakthrough, is their willingness to tour America. Over an 18-month period, the band traveled stateside some 9 times, playing cities both large and small. And as long as it's paying off, all that time on the road is fine with them.
It was us that said we were going to be the biggest band in the world. So it's us that have now got to go out and improve it. And to do that, I'm afraid you have to spend most of your life on the road. So we shut our big mouths off. Now we're just going to have to go and pay the consequences, aren't we?
Some of the consequences so far on Oasis' US tour have been identified flying objects, like coins and even shoes, hurled at the band by overzealous fans.
You Americans, you like taking your shoes off and throwing them at people who are playing music for you. Now I can't understand. I mean, I've been to some concerts in my life, some that are really, really bad, and some that are really, really good, and some that are average. But I've never ever once bent down and untied my shoe and took it off and thrown it at the singer. It's weird.
A bit of a geezer, I think you're going to stand there all night, start doing things out, I'll be right.
Oasis aren't having any of it. They stormed off the stage at a recent show after a flyby shoeing.
There's no point in you standing up there sort of dodging shoes on. Like when you're trying to put on a show for the 95% of the people who are behaving themselves, and we asked the crowd very politely to stop it or we'd leave, and they didn't, so we left.
I don't know what it is that makes me feel alive. I don't know how to wake the things that sleep inside. I only want to see the light that shines behind your eyes.
When I'm allowed to do the job, I think it's good, yeah, I'm happy. But when I'm not allowed to do the job, I'm not happy.
Meaning like when you get...
Meaning like when I'll go on and do 4 songs and come off with a shoe coming out of my ear.
Oh, wow.
Besides throwing shoes, the band has found that US audiences have other distinctive traits.
If you go to England, the crowd jump up and down. They go side to side. You go to America and they just fly over each other's heads, you know what I mean? They do a bit of that.
We always get people moaning after gigs going, you guys didn't do an encore. It's like, so? Oh, you only played for an hour or something. It's like, so? Well, what do you want for $10 or however much it is, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want, blood?
I never thought they'd be this good live, but they were incredible.
Liam is a sex god more than anyone in the world.
It's really rare that a band can play and give off so much energy without actually moving around.
When you guys go out and play night after night, do you sort of get tired of the same material, and are you anxious to do new songs? No?
Because you can always play it better. Even Supersonic, first song we had, you know what I mean? You can always play a certain song better. We just play our music, and then we should just be judged as musicians. And bloody good fine ones at that.
Are there places in this country that you just as soon not travel to?
Yes. And places where... Got any barbers where you come from, boy? You boys like country music? Or, you know, out there in them, you know, in them weird little truck stops when you get to it at like 6 in the morning, everyone's on the bus going, you're not going in there. You know what I mean? Here the chance of me going in there, all geezers with snakeskin baseball caps on backwards, chewing tobacco. Where in the hell did you get that accent from?
What about hotel life? Is it
terrible?
Hotel food?
Hotel food, dreadful.
Yeah. Room service isn't young.
Room service, terrible.
Yeah.
But being in a band is great.
Oasis have set their sights on the future, with more touring planned and a new record sometime next year. That is, if they make it to next year.
A year from now, it'll be a new album. I reckon. Or at least a new single, and we'll be in the studio hopefully a year from now, fretting over what the next record's going to sound like in the studio, fighting and arguing, and splitting up, of course, you know. I've left once. Yeah.
For a long period?
A couple of weeks. Shouldn't have come back. Biggest mistake I ever made was coming back. Because Morning Glory would have been my first solo album, man. I had all the money.
That was your